What it do, YouTube? It's your boy NBA Draco here to talk about this Giannis Antetokounmpo to San Antonio for Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson, Jeremiah Sochan, 2 and 14 pick in the upcoming draft, 2027, 2029, 2031 first round picks. First of all, I hate this shit. Don't nobody want no old ass Harrison Barnes. No disrespect. If we starting off a San Antonio trade talk, you got to incorporate Devin, Vassell, and Keldon Johnson for Milwaukee on the rebuild. The picks is cool. That's about 5 picks. Rudy Gobert went for like 7, 8. For Giannis, championship winner, generational talent, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, you got to start with Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson. No disrespect to Sochan, he's a nice rebounder, but for the salary caps to match up and make sense, if I'm not mistaken, Devin Vassell just signed a $150 million contract for $20-30 million a year, something like that. Last year extension, 150, 180 million, something like that. They got to start with Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson. I hate the thought and idea of Giannis going to a small market team, because I fucking hate small market teams. Everybody talking about it's the end of the big three. Man, it's not really the end, because y'all know Kyrie coming to the Lakers 2026. Goddamn me, he not playing with Cooper Fag in Dallas. He gonna be hurt. That's why they looking for Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday, CP3 to play most of the next season. We already talked about this. Me, LeBron, Rich Paul, Bronny, Bryce, we already talked about this shit. Bryce going to the draft 2026. But anyway, Giannis, I don't like the idea. I'd rather him go to Miami with Kevin Durant and Ja Morant, or go to Houston or to Golden State. Go to a place where they got good picks and they got a bigger market, because he's a global superstar. Stop trying to put the best players in the NBA on the small market teams. You see my boy Halliburton doing his thing against the goddamn OKC. Everybody call him the most overrated player. He did have the easiest path to the NBA Finals. He beat an injured Milwaukee Bucks team. No Dame. Chris Middleton won there, so I don't even count Kyle Kuzma. Then he beat Cavs. No DeAndre Hunter, no Darius Garland, no Evan Mobley. Then he beat a Celtics team, no Jason Tatum. Come on, man. He had the easiest route to the finals, but he's still doing his thing. He represents for the American niggas, you know what I'm saying? They got the USA versus Team World next year in the All-Star game going on. Tyrese Halliburton, he gonna be that dude to step up. Shout out to what he's doing for the small market team, Pacers. Even though I don't like Indiana, nothing against Indiana, I feel like they should have a team in Tampa Bay, somewhere where the culture is warm. I just like nice cities with warm weather. I ain't got nothing against Indiana or nothing like that, but shout out to them Indianimals and shit, Scrooly G and all them. But I just don't like star athletes in small market teams. Now if it's somebody like Nikola Jokic or somebody going to a small market, then that's cool, but not Giannis. Giannis already in Milwaukee. Should have been the number 1 draft pick in 2014 over Anthony Bennett. I don't know if fentanyl just got into America around that time, and the whole Cavs front office was on that shit. Down Gilbert on fentanyl, dog food. He on something by picking Anthony Bennett over Giannis. You just don't do no shit like that. You could see the potential back then with Giannis over Anthony Bennett. He just didn't have that weight. Like Wembanyama should get that weight. My dog, my OG, Greg Popovich, went up to a front office position like Brad Stevens did with the Celtics. But he should have been in this type of role, overseeing things for the San Antonio franchise. Class 1 organization. You know, they gonna do whatever it takes to get a championship when it comes to international players. So him going to the Spurs, it makes the most sense. Tim Duncan from the Virgin Islands, Manu Ginobili from Greece, Tony Parker from France, he from Paris. So Giannis going to the goddamn San Antonio Spurs, it makes a lot of sense, especially with Wemby, who's also from France. They just missing like Matas Buzelis, who I wish they would have gotten the draft, because he's like a right-handed Ginobili, but more athletic. They should have got Matas Buzelis, and they should have got Rob Dillingham. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the San Antonio Spurs. Y'all not doing what the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing with their draft picks. Shout out Nikola Topic. He would have been a good pick for the Spurs too. I fuck with Nikola Topic, even though he got injured. Yeah, but for this trade to work, if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks organization, I want the most draft capital I can get back in return, or the most assets I can get back. And that's starting with Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson, and maybe Jeremy Sochan. They can keep Harrison Barnes. No disrespect to Harrison Barnes. We all know why Golden State traded you. But you still that nigga though. You still rich. You know, you richer than most niggas. You doing your thing, but it's a reason why they got rid of him. He's like slightly underneath that Chris Middleton level. He's up there with like Tobias Harris, Harrison Barnes, that tier 3 category. Tier 2, you got your, you know, your Chris Middleton type, you know. That's your when it comes to championship, I'm talking about that year Chris Middleton, 2019, when they won, not the one we got now. I'm talking about in their prime. I be speaking on niggas in their prime. You know, the tier 2s, the Pascal Siakams, the tier 2s, the second best player on the team. And Harrison Barnes, yeah, you tier 3, my dog. As far as the new coach in San Antonio, Michael Malone would love to coach Giannis Antetokounmpo, Wembanyama, and De'Aaron Fox. I mean, hey, he will be the first person I would give a call. He's kind of old school. Nikola Jokic, I thought he was a little bit of old school type player since we around the same age. You know, he can handle people yelling at him, but he's from Serbia. They not used to the Americans yelling at them like that. You know, they a little soft. They grew up, you know, riding horses. And not saying Americans ain't doing that shit, but I'm just saying they grew up. That's what he do in the off season. You know, they don't yell over there. I'm pretty sure that country ain't loud blasting rap music and shit like they doing in Denver or some down the street. He just used to a peaceful environment, you know. But his brothers look like they was in the Serbian mob and shit. They bullying motherfuckers every time they go to the arena in Denver. They getting kicked out and shit. But you know, that's his big bros. They tatted and shit. They look like that German dude. What's his name? G Was or whatever the fuck his rap name is. They look like him when they coming through in the clubs and arenas. You know, they bullying motherfuckers, standing on business behind their brother Nikola Jokic. When the Morris twins got into it with him, they was ready to do something to their boy. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Who should the San Antonio Spurs trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo? I say Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson. I prefer they do a trade with Miami, get Tyler Zero, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic, maybe Triple J, Jaquez James Jr. You know, he fucking Eric Spoelstra wife. Let me know what you guys think, because that's a toxic situation. Pat Riley, I ain't gotta say you gotta step down or nothing like that, like Greg Popovich, but something needs to change. Y'all lost by 50 points and you don't care. You don't run Miami. You don't run shit. You're not important. The stars are important, especially in Miami. You want to win? Bring Giannis to Miami. Bring Ja Morant to Miami. Bring Kevin Durant to Miami. Send Tyler Hero to Milwaukee where he belongs. Send Duncan Robinson to Milwaukee. Nikola Jovic to Milwaukee. Hell, even Kevin Love, he about to retire. Send his ass to Milwaukee too. Let me know what you guys think.